It's finally here! The AGM-114 Lima, or otherwise known as the Radar Hellfire. As the name suggests, the Radar Hellfire is, guessed it, radar guided. Now, I hear you saying, but Tuvos, is the Longbow donut even available yet? No, but also kinda yes. I mean, we've always been able to equip the FCR via the mission editor, but the functionality of it is still not in. It's effectively just dead weight. But luckily, the fire control radar is not necessary to fire our radar Hellfires. Much like the laser Hellfires, the radar ones can receive targeting data from the TADs, but unlike the laser Hellfires, they only need a couple seconds of laze, and that's it. After that, it is fire and forget. Now, imagine this. You're flying along as a CPG with your backdoor buddy, George, and you happen to tally every Apache crew's wet dream. A tightly packed group of 16 enemy tanks. And wow, would you look at that? You just happen to have the Chad 16 loadout. Who knew? Well, you could, in theory, 1. Slew your TADs to a tank, 2. Hold laze for a couple of seconds to send target data to your current Hellfire, 3. Rifle, and 4. Rinse and repeat for each tank down the line. Now, as fun and awesome as this looks, this scenario isn't a very likely one. Plus, you're not taking advantage of one of the biggest benefits of the Radar Hellfires. So, to demonstrate, I created a fun little mission. Today, we're going up against a S-300 SAM site that has defensive SAM and AAA units supporting it. Normally, this would be a suicide mission for a single Apache, but thanks to the Fire and Forget Radar Hellfires, and with a bit of bobbing and weaving, we should be able to take this entire site down. Like I mentioned, the target we're facing is a S-300 SAM site located at waypoint 3, with our battle point set roughly 10 kilometers closer at waypoint 2. In addition to the long-range S-300, there's also a short-range SA-15 Tor, a dangerous surface-to-air missile platform with very fast missiles that can even intercept incoming munitions like the AGM-114 Hellfires, kind of like a mini mobile Iron Dome. There's also AAA in the form of ZU and ZSU 23 anti-aircraft artillery platforms. Whew. And as if that wasn't hard enough already, I'll also be flying this mission solo, no George AI, all from the front seat.
SA-10, 12 o'clock, launched.
And just like that, we're already launched on by the long-range S-300 from 23 kilometers away. Oh, also, I didn't realize this at the time, but there's some power lines here. Remember kids, always look first before turning. You never know when a random tree or power tower is going to end your mission early. And so begins our deadly game of The goal here isn't to sit and hover, but instead keep our speed up and our options open. Plus, I personally feel it's easier to find targets while on the move, since the changing landscape and trees can reveal previously hidden units. As we can see here, we managed to find the S-300's low-altitude search radar. And now, it's just a matter of getting a reliable track on the target, which will then allow us a long enough time on target to laze and transfer that data over to the Hellfire. Target data is now transferred. I no longer have to worry about lasing, and instead, I can now focus on getting the nose on target, within bank limits, and finally, rifle. Also, because it's fire and forget, I can dip back down below the tree line and wait for impact. Ah, And there's the mini iron dome of the SA-15 trying to take out my Hellfire. One interesting thing about the radar Hellfires is that they curve towards the target. This makes them harder to hit compared to the laser Hellfires. Oh, and there's impact. Now that we've taken out the low altitude search radar, it should be more difficult for the SA-10 to find and lock onto us. So we'll use this opportunity to pop back up and see if we can find another radar to laze and store the position of. Now, we can't do this for too long because even though it's harder, it's not impossible. Plus, there's still an SA-15 to worry about. And there is the high altitude search radar. That's not as important for us to take out, but hey, we'll take what we can get.
SA-10, 12 o'clock, tracking.
That SA-10 12 o'clock tracking warning is why we can't push our luck. Even when the search radar is down, we can still be tracked. And remember, always store your targets. Even if you think you can get the shot off, you'll still want a visual ID to confirm the kill. Plus, it's another reference point for you to slay the TADs to, which will help when you inevitably extend to get a better look at the area. Alright, we can see a plume of smoke. That's a good sign. But let's see the wreckage to be extra sure. Yep, that's one dead search radar. Let's see if we can find something else. Oh, and that was easy. There's the track radar. Now let's select that stored point. Slave to it. There we go. Oh, wow. Perfect placement, too. Now, unfortunately, we're a little too close and could start taking AAA fire, so we'll extend back and fire from a safer distance. Alright, slave point still looks spot on, which honestly feels like a rare occurrence lately, so this is actually quite nice. Now we're just going to wait for a break in the tree line to get a solid target data transfer to the Hellfire. There we go, turning in. Another neat thing about the radar Hellfires is that you don't even need line of sight to fire. As long as you've sent the target data, you can duck behind trees, reposition, whatever. As long as you point your nose towards the target, you should be able to fire, provided you're in lock-on after launch and not before launch. Yeah, looks like the SA-15 really is having a hard time intercepting those Hellfires. I'm pretty sure all those missiles missed. Whoop, and sure enough, Shack Track Radar. Alright, this S-300 is effectively dead at this point. So let's see if we can turn this seed mission into a deed mission and take everything out.
Rotor RPM 5. SA-15, 9 o'clock, tracking.
That rifle is probably unnecessary, but either way, that should be the last remaining S-300 unit, aside from the launchers.
Missile, forward right.
Provided the SA-15 doesn't knock out my Hellfire.
Missile, forward right.
Nice, smoke's a good sign. Let's pop up to confirm. Perfect. All that's left now are the launchers, but that SA-15 is still in the way. I'll have to take that out next. That said, let's extend out so we have more time to dodge any telephone poles sent our way while playing Peekaboo.
SA-15, 10 o'clock, tracking.
Oh yeah, he's looking right at me. I've been finding lately that stored target points have not been accurate, except for that last one on that tracking radar. That was pinpoint accurate. I don't know what's up with these stored points. They're kind of inconsistent.
SA-15.
Oh yeah, here we go.
SA-15, 11 o'clock, tracking.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is stick around if that missile's in the air. It is way too fast. But we do have a target point on it, so at the very least we know generally where it's at.
SA-15, 10 o'clock, tracking.
Now the problem is we need a few seconds to send that target data to the Hellfire. And sometimes a few seconds is all it takes to get smacked out the air.
Rotor RPM 5, SA-15 is 10 o'clock, launch.
Ooh, close call, right? Luckily, we make short work of the remaining air defenses with our last few Hellfires and a bit of rockets. And after that, we clean up the launchers with the guns before we RTB. Anyways, my thoughts on the AGM-114 Lima Longbow Hellfire? I've been having a lot of fun with it, especially while firing from cover. Nothing beats firing a missile that knows where it is at all times by knowing exactly where it isn't. Either way, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, and if you really liked it and would like to see more of this kind of stuff, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and tune in next time for some more DCS World gameplay. Take care, guys. Have a nice day.